Hey guys, Greg here. Welcome to Wall Street Weatherman. And I want to make another video about the cooling off in the AI trade and the tech trade right now because it has been so red hot that I just want to call a little extra attention to it. In addition to my last video about the sell-off, recent sell-off in the tech stocks, this week the Wall Street Journal uncovered an internal document, yowza, from Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, regarding its chatbot, ChatGPT, calling it code red, telling everyone that works there to drop what they're doing and to focus on their chatbot because they are seeing serious competition. And this is not about OpenAI because they have an incredible chatbot. This is about the cooling of the trade and the fact, like we talked about earlier, that OpenAI really is at the center of all that, and that about 2 months ago, questions started to come up about the company and about the company's spending, and this sort of adds to it, not sort of, it adds to it. And from our perspective, I really want to focus on that because look, stocks and sectors heat up and cool down. Right now it's cooling down and it's been so red hot that I just want to bring us all back to where the street is, where Wall Street is right now with the investor sentiment and the fact with this coming out that it's not improving. So just be a little extra careful and keep this all in mind. So he called that this an existential moment, this code red. It's an existential moment. And ChatGPT they've got a lot of competition, but specifically on the consumer side, they've got competition from Google Gemini, which is having more engagement from users. Users are staying on it longer. It's got a stickier user, and their number of users are increasing as well. And then Anthropic, which makes the Claude chatbot, is really making great inroads and gaining users at the enterprise level, at the company level. The companies are reporting that Claude is very trustworthy and is great for legal compliance because they really are finding the accuracy of the information that it's returning to be very trustworthy and limits their liability, which is such a huge factor. Having been a sales manager for a little over 100 salespeople, that liability piece, if you've got one or two bad moments, that can just suck resources and time and PR from a corporation. And so it's hugely important. So the trust in Claude from enterprise at the enterprise level is huge. And the interesting thing too, another thing is that they are finding that Claude is something they can really mold to their specific needs and really make it, personalize it, and make it very effective for their specific needs. So they're reporting, lots of positivity there as well. So I've tried all of these, including Perplexity. I want to throw that one in there as well. And these are all incredible chatbots. And again, I'm not here to slam ChatGPT because they make an amazing product. All of these products are amazing. Perplexity, ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, they are, this truly is such a cool time in history. But my question is that really where the moat and to competition is going to be? Or is the chatbot going to be a commodity? And is it going to be more about the existing ecosystems that we already are involved with? For example, Apple and the ecosystem of the iPhone, of the Mac, and by the way, Apple in the next 6 months, well, they're working on their AI, and whether or not they incorporate uh, make their own, continue to develop that, or bring in someone like Google, because there have been whispers about that. We'll see. But absolutely, they're going to, once they get one of these, chatbots involved, are we really going to, whatever they've incorporated into Siri, are we going to go out and use a different app and all that? These things are amazing. So my thought is maybe it's more about the ecosystem like Apple, like Google, with Gmail, with YouTube, and all of that. That maybe that's where the ultimate user lies, and the ultimate return on investment lies. Just a question that's going through my head now. I just want to look at the broader picture and not focus so much on just the race for the best, brightest chatbot. Because, look, at the end of the day, it's like, are you driving a Ferrari, a Lamborghini, a Bugatti? These are all incredible, cars, incredible chatbots, and they can all do the job in the most amazing ways. So just a question that I want to run past you. And then, the cost of the compute. OpenAI is absolutely engaging with the best of the best, which is NVIDIA, and buying so much of their processing, their semiconductors, but they are also the most expensive, you know. Then you've got that to compare to the in-house chips of Google, their Trainium, or I'm sorry, Amazon, their Trainium chip, the the TPU, tensor processing unit from Google, even DeepSeek, which we've talked about before, which is what China's working on, and has at a fraction of the cost. So there's a lot of in-house chips that are being made, and so the cost on the expense side of the balance sheet, that's something else that's in my mind as well. And then, I hate to say it, but there's still sticking around in people's minds are the comments that Sam Altman made when he was being interviewed by Brad Gerstner, who asked him, okay, look, where is the return on this investment? Because you guys are spending, you know, at this point, $1.5 trillion. You're talking about revenue of about 20 billion. And he got a short answer and not a real answer from Altman, just saying, look, I'll find someone to buy your shares. He didn't really answer that return on investment. And then, of course, the CFO from OpenAI, Sarah Fryer, made the inferred that, oh, maybe we're too big to fail, which harkens back to 2007, 2008, the great financial crisis, when the banks that were too big to fail were, needed to be rescued by the government, the U.S. government. No one likes to be reminded of the great financial crisis, or the dot-com bubble of 2000. And again, where's the return on the investment? So there's a bit of a PR issue there as well. But look, what I said from the beginning, what I started with, and what I'm going to end with is this: every stock, every sector heats up and cools down. It's natural, it's inevitable, and it's good. It's healthy for the market. So right now, I'm not piling on OpenAI. I just wanted to point out the findings of the Wall Street Journal and the Financial Times. Just something to put into your mind. Please go back and look at the last video if you haven't. We talk a little bit about going into 2026, and maybe some other thoughts to have as far as, what might be sectors and stocks that might be picking up the mantle from there. We've seen recently healthcare doing well. We've seen energy doing well. So there's so many great, stocks and sectors out there. And I want to keep an open mind, because technology, how enthusiastic I am about it, and it will always be there. It is the biggest stock sector, and I love technology. I love artificial intelligence and everything that it's going to do for us and is doing for us already. But we are investors, we are traders at the end of the day. So knowing when the time is right, knowing when something has had a good run is also maybe, it's time to do a little trimming, take a little bit off the table, look, elsewhere. And again, overall, the market, this is great to see it broaden out a little bit. Hopefully that'll continue. There are my thoughts for today. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you again next time. I hope this has been helpful. And thanks again for watching Wall Street Weatherman. Cheers.